Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the problems that I have with post-traumatic stress disorder in the DSM-V. The DSM-V is the tool that we use here in America and in some places abroad to diagnose mental illness or mental illnesses in people. Under the diagnosis for post-traumatic stress, in the DSM-V, a person must meet a specific criteria for their index trauma. An index trauma is the specific trauma which caused the post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, the DSM-V only states that a person can have post-traumatic stress disorder if they've been exposed to actual or threatened death, violence, or sexual assault. That's it. So I hope you can see why I believe that's a problem. It's too narrow of a scope for trauma. I believe the more that evolved and advanced we become as a people and culture, especially in mental health, we understand that trauma is not that black and white. A person can be traumatized from abuse, emotional abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, although physical abuse would likely fall under the violence. But does the violence take into account for emotional abuse or a very serious breakup? I see that all the time where people go through difficult breakups, difficult relationships, and then experience all the symptoms of post-traumatic stress, but they don't meet the criteria for the disorder because they were not sexually abused, physically abused, or experienced near death in their experience. So why is the DSM-V this narrow? Well, it's because it's a very slow, old system that is being updated, but very slowly. So we've gone from, in mental health, from locking people up when they were mentally ill in the past to treating people with mental illness. This is just another part of that process where we're opening our minds up to the fact that trauma isn't just one or two things, it's a whole spectrum. You can be traumatized in many different ways. A person might be traumatized by a social situation that caused them post-traumatic stress. They're exhibiting all the symptoms. But nowadays, the person would not meet the criteria because they don't have an appropriate index trauma. So I hope you found this video informative, and I hope it'll help you to advocate for others who have post-traumatic stress disorder, but they're not receiving that label or diagnosis because their trauma isn't recognized. So I encourage you to reach out to write the DSM-V, to talk with other mental health professionals, your therapist, your psychiatrist, and let them know how you feel about it, and maybe that'll motivate them to talk with people who are on the DSM-V panels and make some real progress. Well, thank you guys so much for being here today and listening to this video. I hope you found it helpful. Until next time, take care.